My Favorite Part of the Brain by David Guajardo. The amygdala. The amygdala is a collection of nuclei found in the temporal lobe, roughly behind the ear. It is on both sides of the brain, and it is an almond-shaped structure. The amygdala has a couple of parts to it. The basolateral region connects with the orbital and medial prefrontal cortex. It has key connections from all perceptive systems and outputs to stress hormones and reactions to the stimulus. The cortical medial region of nuclei has connections with the brainstem, hypothalamus, and sensory structures and serves as the output. Functions of the amygdala includes emotion processing. Fear processing is the most talked about of the functions. The fight or flight response is a great example of fear processing. Learning. Emotional memory. For example, it is easier to remember events or other information when they have types of emotional attachment to them. And reward processing. For example, feeling good for doing certain things will make you want to continue to do those things. How does it work? Well, the amygdala takes in information from the environment and uses this information for things such as defense responses. For example, forming associations between stimuli and reinforcing events to create the reactions. It also links areas of the cortex that process cognitive information with brainstem systems that control and direct physiological responses based on the cognitive information. This can be used to guide directed behavior, for example, rewarding a child for doing good things, or aversive stimuli. For example, punishing a child for doing bad things. Medically speaking, a few things have been linked to the amygdala. Autism has been linked with amygdala dysfunction because of a lack of empathy expressed by them. Activity in the amygdala has also been linked to depression, bipolar disorder, and PTSD. Damage to the amygdala can cause aggression, irritability, loss of control of emotions, disruption of short-term memory, and trouble recognizing emotional faces, especially fear. The amygdala hijack is a reaction to an immense amount of emotions or stress. This is also commonly known as the fight or flight response. How does it work and what does it do? During the amygdala hijack, the higher thinking cortex shuts down and the emotional centers of the brain takes over. Adrenaline is released and stays in the body for about 18 minutes. A sudden onset of emotional reactions take place, followed by a strong physical reaction to the stimulus. Decision-making ability drops as the decisions are based on emotional responses and not on logic. The hijack can also disrupt working memory of the event that just took place. Why I chose the amygdala. The amygdala is the emotional part of the brain. Although it is commonly only associated with fear and fear processing, it really regulates all of our emotions and emotional responses. Now that you've learned all about the amygdala and its functions, you know without the amygdala, you would not have the ability to have a favorite part of the brain because you wouldn't get an emotional feeling from any specific part of the brain. This is the reason why I chose the amygdala as my favorite part of the brain. Thank you.